It's Thursday, I'm Richard Matharoo. That means Free Coaching Thursday, where I answer your home-based business questions to help you build a better business with what's working in the field. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got two questions that I'm going to answer for you today. These are great questions that I receive a lot in many different shapes and forms. So let's just cut straight to it. The first one is, how do you examine and find your exact target audience as an online marketer? Oh my goodness, I could probably make as much money with the length of time I delayed picking a solid target audience as I have since creating one, right? Slight exaggeration, but you know what I mean? It's something where you often procrastinate, right? The fact is that your target audience, remember, it's changeable. Like, I remember when I had this similar conversation with a marketing coach of mine years and years ago, and he said, Richard, how many people follow you right now? And I was like, oh, like 127 or whatever. And he was like, well, it isn't going to make that much of a difference if you decide to change your target audience. You know, like your blog, how many people read your blog post today? And, you know, and I only just started my blog, I was like 17 people. It's like, well, there isn't going to be this like uprising of the 17 people that read it and go, this is a different type of blog. You know, don't be afraid to put something out there and then decide that's not what you want to do. I think that's the biggest hurdle a lot of people face when online marketing and trying to build a target audience. They're like, well, what happens if it isn't the audience? What happens if it isn't exactly what I want it to be? Or I decide I want to go for another audience. So just understand, take a breath, take some pressure off, and realize that you can change your audience. Even big marketers with big audiences transition to new ones. So for definite, if you haven't even picked one yet, you haven't got that big of a following, it isn't going to make that much of a difference. You can amend it. So just go out there and put some line in the sand, right? The second issue a lot of people face when trying to decide upon a target audience is they try and go too broad. Like, a lot of people think that, Richard, isn't like the bigger the audience that I have, doesn't that give me the more chance of reaching more people and having them join my business? Well, it opens you up with the potential to reach more people, but when you reach those people, even if you could reach them all, you're going to find that your marketing message is very diluted and it isn't to their taste when compared against a more precise marketer. See, there's lots of competition in every target market that you pick these days. Like, online marketing is everywhere. So you're going to have competition. And for you to kind of like have your voice heard in the crowd, right, you're going to have to raise your hand long and strong and loud, right? Like just go in there. Like if you're kind of like wave your hand to get somebody's attention, it's no good like doing this in the background. Oh, I want to wave to everybody. No one's going to notice you. You need to be like front center. That's the one I want my attention to be given to. Hand straight up, right? And they go, I want you, right? It's the same when you're marketing online. If you have this wishy-washy message because you want to cover every base, you're going to end up with nobody. They're going to go to people, they're going to look at your message and go, and then someone else is going to go, I can help exactly you, I only help people like you, and this is what I'm going to do. They're going to go, that's my guy or that's my girl, right? Just get it out there and see how you feel about it, how it actually works for you. That's always the best policy moving forward. Okay, so my next question came in an email a couple of days ago, and it was, Richard, what is the one Facebook campaign that will allow me to recruit team members into my network marketing business? It's a great answer. If you can get the answer to that right, you're printing money. Now, this was a really useful question that I wanted to feature in this video because it reminded me of how I used to behave when I first got into network marketing and building my business online. My focus was good in one point, but bad in another. Like, I knew, right, I'm going to use Facebook ads, I'm going to use a funnel, and I'm going to build my network marketing team like this. So I had that focus on. So I've always invested heavily in my education, which has allowed me to do what I do now. But I would have the blinkers on and kind of blindness to the majority of the content that I was consuming. I'd just get in the course and I'd be like, dig for the Facebook ad. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, funnel schmunnel, you know, branding. I know this stuff, or I thought I knew this stuff. Let me just get, Facebook template. There we are. And then I'd wonder why it didn't work when I plugged it into my marketing. You know, marketing is like a spider's web. There are multiple points. You can get away with the bare minimum, but if there's less than a minimum viable structure there, it all just falls apart. You know, if you've ever been through a spider web, you can kind of knock a little section out, one of the kind of secure in places goes, and the next day it's built back. But if you kind of just walk through the whole thing and just leave one strand, spider's like, oh, to heck with this, I'll build it somewhere else, right? You don't want to have that approach with your marketing. And yes, Facebook advertising has done wonders for my business and continues to do so for clients and customers, but it needs to be pointing towards other marketing that is going to convert for you. It is no good generating amazing leads who are then shown a shoddy funnel or are put through a jerky process. There is wider information that you may not have your eyes open to because you think just this one little piece is all you need to look at and you know everything else. That was me, and that was definitely a mistake that I made because we only view things through our own level of perception. When I say I knew about branding, I knew what I knew. When I say I knew about social media marketing, well, I only knew 100% of what I knew. We don't know what we don't know. So my suggestion to you, if you have that kind of approach when you're like, I just want the one campaign, I just want the one script, I just want the one whatever, well, what is you surrounding that with? What are you underpinning that with the rest of your marketing? If you've just done the bare minimum on how to create a funnel, or you're not even bothered with one of them because how can you see that that could make a difference? Well, then that's probably why it's not working. If you're like, yeah, branding, whatever, and you know, I've got a YouTube channel and I kind of do some stuff with that, and you've never really thought about the content of your videos, then that's probably why it's not succeeding. To give you a second example, I remember buying many courses on YouTube marketing because the traffic wasn't where I wanted it to be. I have now, I think, 1,000, 2,000, maybe more views on pretty much every video I put out there. There was a time when I hardly got any views. And I was like, my content, I was comparing it to other people. I'm like, I feel my content is just as strong or stronger than theirs. Why am I not getting the views? It must be I'm missing a secret traffic strategy. There must be just one tweak I can put in the tags or the description or whatever, and then all the traffic's going to come flooding in. So every YouTube course I would buy, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. Oh, traffic. Oh, what's they talking about? What app? What formula? Whatever, right? And I'd just focus on that, and then I wonder why it didn't work. Plain and simply, my content just wasn't engaging or shareable or watchable enough. I felt it was good, and it was good compared to where I'd come from, but it was nowhere near what it should have been. And I revisited a course once, and I was like, let me take some extra time and kind of, what's this element about engagement? What's this about creating shareable, worthy content? And I was like, I learned a formula, and I put that into my video, and I increased my energy, and I changed my appearance a little bit, and the background, and I did a whole bunch, about 5 or 6 different things to kind of plug into how it would feel for someone engaging in my video. And guess what happened? The traffic started to rise, and then it got steeper as people started to refer me to their entire team or their entire organization. And I was missing that piece all the time because I was looking over here for a secret traffic strategy. I actually had ignored what was going to get me the traffic, which was just create better videos, Richard, and learn how to do that. So that's my answer to that question. Is there a Facebook campaign that can give you a much higher chance of creating leads? Yes, but it's not going to be money well spent. It's going to be money wasted if you're not plugging them into marketing that converts. That would just be teaching you how to waste your time and money, and I don't want to do that. So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Free Coaching Thursday. If you have something to say about what I've said, by all means put a comment. If you want me to answer a question for you, stick it in the comments as well. I do read the comments before I make the next episode, so you will get the answers that you're looking for. As always, go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. And if you want to take some more action in your business today, you can go to richardmatharoo.com, and you'll see there, if you are an existing network marketer, I have something I want to give you, or if you're looking to start or add a business to the current mix of things that you're providing, I have something to recommend to you there as well. You'll see the buttons clearly on my website. I'll take care of you at richardmatharoo.com. Go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses, and I'll catch up with you really soon. Bye for now.